Welcome back to FlatsClass University. Today, well, the lesson's going to be what are the best times of the day to go fishing? Now, many of you think that any time I can go fishing is the best time, but that's not necessarily true, and we all know that. Some of us believe, hey, first light is the best bite, and in many cases, that is absolutely true. But there are other parts of your fishing day that can be very productive. So if you want to learn something from a guy that's been doing it for 30 years, well, sit down, get a piece of paper, and let's learn something, because I'm going to share with you some of the secrets that I have learned from doing this for a very long time. All right, you ready? Well then, let's go. Welcome back to FlatsClass, everyone. I stand behind that statement. First light is the best bite. A lot of that has to do with the fish are relaxed in nature because there's less angling pressure, there's no boat traffic at that time of morning, and generally speaking, they're taking advantage of that low light situation that they have before them in the shallow hunting grounds. Now, are there other windows throughout the day to offer up some of those best times to fish? Of course there are. Number one would be fishing right there at the tide change. It literally will go, fishing at the tide change will go from not so stellar to within a 30-minute period literally have you in an insane bite, like ridiculous bite. How many times have you heard anglers back at the ramp after a day of fishing saying, wow, it really sucked today, until that tide turned and then all of a sudden it was on? Well, that's why. Another opportunity to really get the bite rolling is focusing on solunar periods. That is when the earth and the moon and the sun are positioned in such a way where the moon is either on either horizon, overhead, or underfoot. Now, these are published in a lot of fishing magazines, or you can find them online, and they will give you a minor and a major. If you can fish during those periods, those typically are some of the best times to fish during the fishing day, especially if you can make them coincide with a secondary factor, which I will get to a little bit later. Now, other, I'm going to say, factors that may play in, or elements that may play into the fishing thing, is barometric pressure. Barometric pressure is important and can give you an advantage. Let's just give you this. Let's say you have an approaching front and you have falling pressure. Well, that's going to offer someone at that point in the day to get on a suddenly good bite. That happens. The other thing would be a little bit of wind. I can't tell you how many times that I have been fishing with clients and it's just slicked off. I mean, smooth. Fishing's tough. All of a sudden, a sea breeze comes in. Water gets roughed up a little bit. We start fishing the windy faces of the barrier islands and reefs, and instantly we start getting activity. We start catching fish. Those are some of the things that can happen. I'll give you another one. Lots of times in the wintertime, we will get a window where the water is actually a little too cold. They're not comfortable. They're not happy. But as the day matures and it's later in the day, let's say 3, 4, 5 o'clock, those corners, those little muddy corners protected from certain northerly components to the wind, all of a sudden become magic spots to catch fish. And in the summertime, conversely, what will happen is you'll have warm water, water's very hot, and you'll get an afternoon thunderstorm that comes by rather quickly, blows things up, rains like the dickens, and the next thing you know, you're out there and you're finding zones where the water's running off and it's cooled off just from the rain itself, and fish become more active. Another good time, or best time, to fish. Now here's something else to think about. Yes, there are two more critical circumstances that will make the difference on the best time of day to fish. And I'm going to share those with you in a minute. But first, we're going back to the water with Mr. Joe Nelms, and we're going to catch a few more fish here on Florida's beautiful nature coast. When you come back, I promise, those two scenarios that I'm going to solve for you are going to make a huge difference in your fishing. See you back here in a few minutes.
Oh, that's a jump, baby.
Oh, you kill me, buddy. You're killing me. Make sure you make the move. All right, I'm coming down, getting the net. Nice work. The antidote. Got you your slam. Two trout, all those reds, and now you got a nice snook. This is what we were looking for. Let me wet the net. Reel to him. He is on the hook. He's on the hook.
I want him in the net.
Woo! Nice.
We needed that. We've been waiting for that.
We needed that. All right, let's get a great pick with this guy. And again, it's on that no nothing bait right there. That bait has just been money. The last 2 days of fishing with you, it's been like that. All right, that's a nice fish. That's probably a slot snook. All right, let's get a good photo. That is a gorgeous fish.
Nice little fella. Love this guy.
Yeah, he. Whoa.
Settle down. I know you want to go, but.
Snooktober. There you go. You got the snook on the back of the shirt. That's the way to end it. You wanted a big one, and you got it. Coming down. Way to go, Joe. That was one hell of a trip today. I mean, you got some meat today. We wanted to get one big one. Don't let him get behind that tab. Reel down. There you go. Here he comes.
Shade.
Yeah, they love being under that boat, don't they? All right. All right. That's it. Look at the size of that one. That one's oversized. That's it, man.
That's how we end it.
That's how we end it.
Oh. That. Ooh, baby.
Let's see what that magic jig does again. There it is. It already fell out. Good Lord.
I was scared.
About straightened it out. About straightened it out.
Yeah, I did.
It works though. Squeeze tail. She's going to probably be close to 30.
Yeah, 30. Almost 30. Yeah, 30.
30. It's a 30-inch fish.
30 on the nose.
Let's put her in the water.
Let's go, Mama. Thank you for participating.
What a day. Wow, what a day. All right.
That's a wrap.
Joe had a really good day that day. We caught several speckled trout in the morning, and then we moved on to catch redfish and snook throughout the day on a little dead action bait that I call on my boat the antidote. But that's a tactic or a little trick that I teach there at FlatsClassUniversity.com. My students over there are learning that. If you want to learn more, you should go over there and see what we have to offer. Okay, as you might have guessed, one of the toughest points in a day of fishing is trying to fish under high sun in the middle of the day. I'm talking 11:30 to maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's about 4 hours or so in there where fishing can be quite tough, right? Yeah, but this is how I attack it. I focus on shade lines. If you noticed where we were fishing when he caught the snook, we were up against the mangroves. He was skipping up underneath those shaded trees because the tide height was at the right spot. During the middle of the day, many times snook and redfish in particular, and then there are other predators that will live in there as well, sometimes even grouper. They'll slide into those shade lines or underneath the limbs themselves, and they get in there, and sometimes they just get parked, and other times they're actually hunting in there. And you can skip in there and they'll follow it out and they'll just crush it. That is one tactic, is fishing the shade. Whether you do it on the lee side of the sun or the lit side, but you're fishing under the trees. The second strategy that you can employ for the middle of the day, the brighter day, is to move off the shallow water and go to the drop edges. Fish the deeper holes, fish the channel drop-offs. Those are places where predator fish will slide off in the brighter hours and hang out well away from those shady islands. They'll just get down there in about 6, 7, 8, 10 feet of water and just hang out. And they will wait for another point in the day that will be another good time to fish to slide back up and work their way up the flat and hunt those shallow fishing grounds once again. And as you might have guessed, last light. Yes, that is when they'll come back out of that deeper edge or out from underneath the trees. And they will ply and hunt in the shallows, once again taking full advantage of that low light. But they're also more comfortable because most of us anglers have gone home and there's very little boat traffic. So again, the fish become relaxed, very relaxed, and they're back out there. It's almost as good as the first light scenario. Now, why do I like that last light so much? First of all, I don't have to get up that early. Second of all, I think the pictures, as you can see right here, are beautiful in that light. When you catch fish in that last golden light, they are gorgeous, just gorgeous. Well, hopefully now you have a really good foundation and an understanding of the best times of the day to go fishing, or at least catch them. That's all I have for you. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you right back here in class tomorrow.